Going across to Lebanon, which is going to hold its first vote since the 2019 anti-government protests. So will the elections become a sign of hope, or will they be yet another failure in the crisis-hit nation? So let's find out. The elections are unlikely to yield a seismic shift. Despite a widespread discontent about the political class, Lebanon's political makeup has plagued the country since the civil war. The president should be a Maronite. The Prime Minister is a Sunni and the Speaker of the Parliament must be a Shia. It was meant to transition the country into a post-war situation. But what it did was allow the conflict to persist in Lebanon. The politicians separated their portions of the government, using the money to enrich themselves and their political class.
مواجهته كتير صعبة، لا يواجه بطريقة عبثية وغير منظمة. بس ما فينا كمان فقط نلوم المجموعات المعارضة، لأنه هي مجموعات حديثة وجديدة عم بتخوض تجربتها وتطور حالها.
This system has held back the emergence of non-sectarian political parties. The elections will be the first since the protests that broke out in October of 2019. The anger exploded into months of street rallies, but soon lost momentum as the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Popular fury flared again after the Beirut port blast. A huge stockpile of ammonium nitrate exploded in August of 2020, killing more than 200 people and devastating entire neighborhoods. The violence on October 14, 2021 further escalated the situation. Governments have since failed to chart a path out of this crisis. So when the state failed to provide basic services, traditional leaders jumped in. Their decades-old patronage networks helped with handouts like fuels and basic goods. While the number of independent candidates have doubled since 2018, Lebanon's electoral law is designed to benefit established players. For now, the opposition is far from united. The risk is high abstention rates. Nearly 44% of eligible voters plan to abstain. Currently, nearly 60% of the Lebanese diaspora has already voted for the polls. The overseas ballots will now be sent to the capital of Beirut for counting, only when polls close after nationwide voting on May 15th. Last month, the IMF announced the approval of aid for the country. However, the final IMF approval is contingent on implementation of critical reforms. Lebanon's international donors have long demanded for their reforms, and to implement these reforms, Lebanon needs a strong government. This makes this election particularly crucial. Lebanon needs it for aid and to show the world that there is a way forward for the country. For many, it is a sign of hope. For others, it is a sign of looming disaster.